Oh, righty guys. Well, I wanted to come in today to share with you guys some good juicy details. We now have officially American Truck Simulator with the latest update for 1.45. Now, 1.54 is gone. Pro mods, you can't use pro mods anymore for the time being. You can go back to an older version if you still want to do pro mods until they get it updated. But personally, it's like I'm not going to worry about it. Because most of all my other mods are gonna work just fine. It's okay if I don't go to Canada right now. Now we have this update for the 1.55 update. Okay, for a lot of you, the update release comes with some change logs. You can watch the whole video on YouTube, but the Driving Academy gets a nice, beautiful update. I am not going into the Driving Academy. The big update for this, we have hard work at implementing a major overhaul in a way our game loads and processes data. A new system we call asynchronous loading is designed to improve the loading process by ensuring that the game and loading screen remains uninterrupted while assets are loaded in the background. Our benefit here is mitigating stuttering, resulting in a smoother experience overall. Thank you to everyone who shared their feedback during both the experimental and open beta phases. Your input played a key role in helping us redefine the system. We are excited to share the asynchronous loading is now fully implemented within 1.55 update. Now, the 1.55 update is only available for American Truck Simulator. It is not available yet for Euro Truck Simulator, even though it's on its way. Okay. We've got a new range, the 5th generation Freightliner Cascadia. Freightliner Giz get an update. Okay. The Kenworth 2680 also gets that update as well. New additional content. New roads added. We were happy to share the deal that pre-update has rolled out for all owners of the Nebraska DLC. Additions expands the northwest corner of the state with 3 key highways. US 20, 75, and 81. I do not own Nebraska. I am not anywhere near beyond that, so you do get that. If you have the Farm Machinery DLC, you do get an update for that as well. You get a custom city intros for New Mexico if you have the New Mexico DLC. The mail has been redesigned. We'll take a look at that in game. My location hotkey now. Nebraska. The biggest one out of this is going to be the asynchronous loading. So we got some major things. The asynchronous loading. Okay. Now, of course, game had to change. I was in the middle of a quote unquote run. Now, the asynchronous loading should be a lot better for us. Now let's go and look at our catalog. I am going to look at Peterbilt 486. Okay, those are Freightliner Cascadia 2019. Those will get painted now. International LT, and then that got updated for the back. Okay. Just wanted to show you guys that those are the back portions of that are changeable. If we go and look at just say we look at a quick travel, as you can see, I do not own any of these locations. Iowa is coming out in a few days, next week. So you get all 6 of these states I do not own yet. And they are working on South Dakota right now. They are working on Illinois, and I believe they're working on another state that hasn't shown up yet. Now, as you know, that I do not have access to that up there because of the stupid thing, but I think they will get that there. ProMods will get that Canadian update at some point. So because it just got updated today, so that's why I was on my way to Albuquerque, and I had to lose. Well, I also lost the job anyways because they were going down for maintenance. Now, that would be nice. But I would rather absolutely go with this style. With that style there, but we don't have that, so. But I am gonna go to services though. Service recommended. You did. Wait a minute. Is there a bug? Yeah, there was a bug. Bug there. Okay. Well, hey. It's alright. Let's go to the external contracts now. Should be working. There was an update for a Euro truck today as well, but it was nothing too extravagant for me to go over that, with all of that. So, now while we are doing that, let me no, I go live, thank you. Stupid me. I forgot to put out the studio thing. There, and then we've got you, and we've got there. Okay. So now we'll check Albuquerque. And we'll see what we've got. It's Moab. Going to Odessa. I want to go. I want to stay in New Mexico. Hobbs, New Mexico. Batteries are going to be a little bit more, okay. Clovis. Let's go into Tucson. I don't want to go to Arizona. There we go. Let's go to Farmington. Okay. So, guess what? We're in the middle of a job going, where are we going? Yeah, it's going to go past Farmington to Albuquerque, down to Santa Fe. So, we're actually going to go to Santa Fe, finishing up the job that I was doing. And remember, this job was originally from Salt Lake City. So we should be able to... I found out now that we have this, so from last night, we'll be able to finish this one up. We should now have better loading sequencing. Let's go and look at our system. They said that they got some options. Okay. I don't notice a change. Okay. Just to kind of show you guys what it looks like. Okay, vegetation detail. Okay. Just wanted to show you guys that there. Not much cleared in this update though. The biggest one is that asynchronous loading. What they really need to do is just make this game feel a lot better. You know, we have World of Trucks Australia out now. Which is gonna be interesting to see, because I will tell you, it's one of those things where they're gonna start getting some competition. You know, the world of the trucking game, there is not a lot in terms of games like this. There are a lot more of bus simulators. There's a little bit more on the bus simulation. There's a lot more on train simulation than there is on trucking simulation. And so you gotta have... These guys have gotten, I feel like they've gotten a little complacent with a lot on this, and they need to step up their game. They need to, you know, right now, if we can get the 50, if we can get half of 50, 25 states by the end of the year is going to be pushing that. I would like to see if we can get 20 states by the end of the year. And if we look at this right now, not gonna go through it, but if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on. Okay, so there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. I would like them to see if they can get to 25 by the end of the year. Like I said, about half the states by the end of the year, and then having next year being 25 by the end of next year. And I think that they can start, so they can start getting into Canada, so they can start getting into Mexico. So that we can start getting into places where the game. Now, of course, getting to 25 by the end of the year is actually going to be a lot easier by the end of the year to get 25 states to finish by the end of the year. Now, being able to get 25 more states by the end of next year is going to be pushing it. So maybe, so that'd be something I would love to see. I would love to see by the end of, I'd like to see them get into Iceland by the end of the year, before the end of the year. They got Nordic Horizons, they are working on Iceland. They have not gotten to the heart of Russia, and trust me, the heart of Russia has been sitting there for a while. It's been there since the last time I checked before the game like that. And they don't even have Russia in there right now. Russia, and I understand why they're not going into Russia, and I absolutely understand. You know, I give my kudos, is like, I give this company, the SCS, has done amazing work for this game, and they do amazing work. Now, of course, you know, I was looking into into why I'm a little bit late today is because of, there was a video on a European style of a truck like, you guys know Scania. If you played with me in Europe, in European trucks, in Euro Truck Simulator, or you've been to Europe and you've seen the Scania trucks out there a lot, I was watching a video started to watch a video, I haven't finished it because I needed to get on, but there's this Scania truck that is absolutely would be fit well for American style, for like an American truck where you are driving like 2 days, you're gonna have something decent. And those are kind of the things that I like looking at when I see video games, or I see trucks, or I see something like that. That's kind of really makes me happy, seeing a truck like that. Now, I kind of hope that within the truck, that within that European style Scania that's coming in from the European side of America, from the European side to America, you know, Bryce Wilson is a guy that actually is driving one of those Scania trucks in America. You know, it's not here officially, but they are trying to get that market to have Scania come in here. And he just showed a truck that I really absolutely am in love with. To be honest, Scania's, like, if we can get a Scania in America, get European style of trucks. I'm not saying like making it a little bit Americanized, but get the system that they have for these trucks that are over there in Europe, the style, the apparatus for it, for like their big thing, is fantastic, and it's fantastic to see. Oh, and guess what? I'm turning, so and I don't have to wait. Nobody. I was gonna go forward, and I realized I had to go to the right. I still have troubles. Now, I will tell you, I have more struggles trying to drive a American truck in American Truck Simulator. I do have that struggle, and it's a struggle to drive this day cab. Here, that's why I said I really want the European style of trucks that make it so that it's fit for their roads, but make it Americanized. And that's kind of where a lot of times, like, I would drive a truck like that. I would absolutely drive with those. I drive a lot easier in Europe than I do here in this game. I drive a lot worse in this game than I do. My truck's already got wear and tear on this compared to, my other truck. It gets occasional, get like a wheel problem, because the trucks are so easy. It's a lot easier to drive, a lot easier to turn. They make it like, those are the things that easier to turn. I would personally, for me, I would do the exact same thing. I would have that in a heartbeat in America. And of course, with this new update, of course, with that, it would be, fantastic to see that, and to see that update from Scania showing a truck that actually would fit better for America. Personally, for me, I would absolutely drive more of a Scania style truck, to be honest. And more of a European style there, but hey, that's just me. But I will say the other thing that I do want to come in is like this. I don't notice any difference, but I do notice that I'm getting a lot more dipped in frames. But I will tell you, as long as I'm above 30 FPS, I don't care. I don't get a lot of stuttering, I don't get a lot of hitching. So as long as the game runs properly for this lady, then I don't care. As long as it runs smoothly, as long as the graphics are decent enough, when I come in and I look at a game, and I go in and I say, okay, I want to play Fortnite. Fortnite's an example, where I want to play Fortnite. I want to play it where I can get the best graphical fidelity that I can. I'm not saying that games that are, like, it doesn't bother me if I'm playing a game that was intended for the hardware. Like, if a game is intended to be a style of, like, Final Fantasy 1, like a style like that type of game, I don't care. I really don't care about the style of Final Fantasy 1. If it's in the style of that, I'm fine, I'll play it. If it's in a style, if they say it's like a PS2 style of game, heck, I'll play it. But if it's a game that, I look at a game and I say, okay, I have a PS5, I have a PC, and then I have the Switch, and I look at all three of those systems and I say, okay, Fortnite is trash on the Switch. I will say it's trash. I don't like the Switch version of it. It's absolutely crap. The graphics are a lot better on the PS5 and the PC when you have a decent graphics, and those are kind of things where if the game looks decent on newer hardware, because of that, it works. It's like on a PS4. If it's better on a PS4 even, I would still manage to go out and play on a PS4, to be honest. You know, if it looks great, looks fantastic, then of course I'm going to play that game on the best possible system. But like if I look at Final Fantasy, it's like I've played Final Fantasy. I own all the major old-time Final Fantasy titles up to 13. Every single Final Fantasy I own 1 through 6 on PS5. I own 7 through 13 on my PC. I own Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age on the PS4 because, you know, I pretty much own most of all the games. And when I look at video games and I look at things and I look at video games, I don't care about the graphics as much as long as the game works, as long as the game is decent, and as long as the game is set there. But sometimes I will take those graphics, of course, a little bit over the top. It's like sometimes, like, if a game has better graphics on one system than the other, I'm going to prioritize those graphics a little bit more. But I'm not gonna, like, graphics, like, if I rated a game, like Final Fantasy 1, absolutely, what a absolute banger of a game. If I had to rank it out of 10, I would give it an 8 out of 10. You know, graphics wise, no hitches, no glitches, no nothing, 10 out of 10. Those are kind of the things, like, graphics, like, I take, like, if graphics were a thing, I look at all of this and I say, okay, let's go and rank every graphics down from 1 down to nothing. Basically what I do is when I rank a game, first off, based on the type of genre that I tend to grade my games, simulation games like this, I tend to rank, okay, is the simulation running properly? Is the simulation doing great? If the game runs perfectly like this, thanks, Katie, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. When I have a game and I look at games, I always look at for simulation, I always look at, okay, how are the graphics a little bit. I do take a little bit into consideration, but it's at the bottom of the barrel. So when I look at it is, can I run this game properly? And does the game have a good storytelling? Does, like if it's a simulation like Sims, okay? Like, does it have good storytelling? Does it have Yep. Mostly it's just that these trailers are weird. You know, I look at, how are the physics? How are the game physics doing? You know, I don't notice any difference from when I played your American Truck back in the day with the new physics implementation. I don't notice any difference. To be honest, I don't really notice. So it's like, when I look at, how will they implement the ability to drive? How will they implement these things to these games? When I look at it and looking at this update, there's nothing new, really. It's just slightly better loading. And I don't even notice the difference in loading, to be honest. It's nothing really groundbreaking, nothing really absolutely blowing my mind away, you know. But there is some new some updates for some of these trucks, but a little bit of an update today, giving this better at asynchronous loading, getting us a little bit faster loading is better. You know, I'm gonna tell you if you have an SSD, you're gonna have faster loading in general, than hard drive space. I would highly recommend you do get a SSD, if any cost. If you're gonna play this game, at least make sure that you're running on an SSD. If you are looking at just playing this game, first off, I would absolutely look into your operating system as well. This game literally says on their website that this game can run on a Linux-based operating system, so you will be absolutely fine in running this game, no matter the issue. You'll be able to run this absolutely 100% on Mac OS as well as a Linux-based. So you should be fine with that. So if you cannot get thanks Getford Cameron for joining the TikTok live. I got a tickle on my nose. Look. If you guys want like decent quality of gameplay, how did I have a red light violation? Seriously. It's like, in the United States, I will tell you this. If it's green light, typically you would have, typically you would have the ability to go to the right or go to the left. So you have typically, sometimes they'll say no left turn on red, or right turn on red in some places, and it's like they just do it in general, and it's like, we're gonna confirm just to go with the flow. I'm not gonna take the full thing because we're gonna get enough anyway. We could upgrade our longer distance, which would allow us to go a little bit further for more money. Right now, that's going to increase us. If we go to rank 4, that's going to give us 25% fuel. Pretty much 35% fuel would be ideally if we can save that. But I think we want to add that right now. I think we'll go with the higher driving. With a truck like this, I don't usually try to go into let's go. There's some other things within this. There's a lot of good things within this update, guys. Not a lot, I should say. But the asynchronous loading is the biggest one. But remember, any map mods, any mods that are not truck specific will not work on this truck. If you have an older style of truck and your skin looks really bad with the new update, you're gonna have to wait until they get an update for that mod. If they don't update it, then you're SOL on it. But let's go to, I know what I came here for. I came here to services. We are 89 on our loan. So, it's one of those things where the more that you look at, yeah, as you can see, I have a harder time trying to turn in. Okay, so no matching my filtered or skill level. Do we have any? Okay, so we do have some. I want to look actually. Let's go look at the freight market down here in Santa Fe. To see if we got anything. That's going to Colorado Springs. That's going to Denver, taking waste paper, frozen food by UPS. You know what? Wait. Whoa. Hold on, hold the phone. That's not the external market, hopefully. That's taking frozen foods to Arizona. I don't want to go to Arizona. That's going back, that's going... Okay, no, that's... I wanted to go to Denver. Cause yeah, it's slightly less, but I'm trying to stay around, just trying to travel wherever I feel like it, but now of course we're also so close to Albuquerque as well. that we've got that one there, but let's see what we got in Albuquerque. We got ice cream going to Denver, Colorado. Let's actually take that one instead. Now, of course, that's not too far off from where we are, so that's why I like to, when I look into places, one thing I wish they would throw in here is like a car wash. Like sometimes like requiring a car wash once in a while. I think that would be something that we could see in here. That'd be fine, that'd be fantastic. But unfortunately we are not getting that. Yep, there was not, like, I might need to change the lighting color on it, but I would have to wait. That's the one thing, is I wish that they would change that to allow us to have like a little bit of some options. Nobody's back behind me. I do that in normal typical United States fashion. I wouldn't do that. In typical real life, I wouldn't do that either. And actually, I could have really easily could have just gone forward a little bit and changed. It's like the AI map kind of does not really give you the best of both worlds. It's like that one said, oh, you're going to take this way, you're going to go this longer. Well, they're here, you're going to maybe take about the same amount of trip, but you don't, but you know, and make it so that, like, you can have, like, those road symbols should be a lot brighter instead of just being a white yellow line. Like, they just need to slightly give us some colorable options to change the road sign, the cross signs, and I think I would be happy with just that, to be honest. Just give us that option to change the color of it, like give us like the known Like if it's an X, make it brighter instead of being yellow. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to go to media. I will change the photo at the end of today's stream. For it. Freight market, because no, we've got that one there, but we also can check the external market here just to make sure. That one's going to Odessa, so we got the most expensive one. Here is not the World of Trucks, it's the freight market one, so we're gonna do this one. As you can see, I have the turning radius for me, like, okay. Now we have trip time is 7 hours for our distance. Of course, you're gonna have to wait for me to go. Now, of course, I'm gonna do it this way, because this way does give us that little... It's good, it's like we have 25 minutes, 25 hours to do this in, so... So we'll see on this one. We'll see how far we get for this one. But I will come in today talking about this big beautiful bill again. I know this thing is hot topic right now, and you know, I am very ashamed to say that this big beautiful bill is not helping America. You're gonna let me go? Thank you. De La Cruz. Now, of course it's going to tell me to go through Santa Fe, but we're actually going to take the I-25, entirely Interstate 25, all the way up to, pretty much, yeah, we're going to stay on the Interstate 25 until we get to about Denver. So pretty much it's going to be that Interstate 25 is all we're going to need to take. So I don't have to change much on anything. But before I do decide to go anywhere, I know it's telling me to go that way. We do have rest stop along the way. So how much do I have before I have to go to rest? Okay. I don't think we will have any issues with stopping. If we do, it's probably most likely going to be here. But I don't think we'll need to stop for anything. Okay, yeah, it's for them. Mostly. Now, of course, the U.S. is of course, the U.S. is going to be one of those things with this whole thing. If this bill passes, the U.S. is going to be even in worse shape. Because basically, right now, if this bill passes, right now it's passed the Senate. It has literally passed the Senate by one vote. Pretty much, it was it was pretty much a one vote, and that vote was pretty much the thing of it is this whole entire thing was basically, it was 50-50. Okay? There are literally 60, there's literally, like, I'm pretty sure there's like 60-40 in the house. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I might be off on that, because, you know, they said they only needed 4 Republicans to pretty much do it. So I'm pretty sure that there's like, if like, if we took out the 4 Republicans on this, they would have still got it. But anyway, it was a 50-50 tie-breaking vote, went to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance basically agreed to it, and it's like, you know, J.D. Vance could have said no, and what he should have done was said no, but of course, he's got to listen to our dear king, dear leader, whatever you like to call it, Trump, the president that shouldn't be president because whatever, where it's in horrible shape. It is no way, shape, or form any way that I can absolutely say that I support this bill. You know, the bill pretty much, you know, it's a whole thing. Now it has to go back to the House. The Senate basically made it worse. So now the House is it's gonna be back and forth. I'm pretty sure that if the House changes anything, I think it has to go back to the Senate, if anything. Which then it just basically, they said they're gonna have it before July 4th, which that's not gonna happen. Now, the bill will happen, but if they just go in and say, all the Republicans basically, we're not gonna change anything, we're not gonna read anything, we're just gonna agree to everything. And they said, we're just going to agree to it, we're just going to let it go, and then, guess what? Then we are in trouble. The United States is no longer the United States anymore. It is no longer United States, it is just the States of America, because by the point of, you know, the United States we're supposed to be united, working together, and right now it's pretty much the Republicans are trying to dismantle those things, giving it all power under one person, rather than giving it to making sure that everybody has equal opportunity, and making sure that we keep our rights to the states, and they're basically. But now, if the Supreme Court, if they come up with the states thing, and then it goes and basically say, well, we're just going to not like rule on this birthright citizenship yet. If they absolutely remove birthright citizenship from the United States Constitution, they decide that they're going to take that out in the next session. Guess what? Our country, pretty much everybody in this country, including Donald Trump, including you, anybody that's not Native American, does not have every right to be here. Every single person, it should be gone out of the United States and left. Should leave this country, and then what? So then everybody has to go back to Europe, and it's going to be convoluted thing. If you are like, the birthright citizenship pretty much basically guarantees that a child has every right to be a citizen. If you are going to do this, you know, and you want to say, well, you're a citizen, but they just start rounding you up and they say you're removing you as a citizen, well then guess what? I can say, with a shadow of a doubt, that if I am a U.S. citizen, and I say I want to renounce my U.S. citizenship, I should not have to pay anything now, because if you're gonna deport me anyway, I shouldn't have to pay. I shouldn't have to pay anything into the American system to renounce my citizenship. I should not have to do any of that. I should be able to pay for my own thing and just leave. Because I was watching a thing earlier today, from somebody named Pearl. Now, it's somebody who is a Japanese citizen now, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If you go to Japan, like, you want to renounce your citizenship, you have to pay $3,000 to renounce your citizenship. It's like, what? I shouldn't have to pay $3,000 just to renounce my own freaking citizenship. I should only have to pay $75 to renounce it, or I should only have to pay half that. I shouldn't even have to be even suggesting that. And then you have to say, oh, then you have to refile because you didn't pay your taxes or whatever. And it's like, it's ridiculous on that end. It's ridiculous that okay, now we have an accident up there. Because we are going to have to get... I don't care if I have to pay a fine or whatever. But it's one of those things where, you know, you look at the game, or you look at the... Not look at the game. You look at the issues. It's like, you know, if I don't want to become a citizen anymore, I should... And if they're going to say, like, you know... They're probably not watching this, probably not going to. But if they ever decide to take away your citizenship, your rights as a citizen, I shouldn't have to pay anything. I shouldn't, like, if I'm a citizen, I said, well, I am self-deporting, then I should not have to pay a single dime. At all. Now, I'm gonna do this because we need to rest at least once. So, it's just... Okay, you know what? You know what, guys? We're gonna keep going for a little bit longer, but not much. It is really the update to this bill. Basically, the worse it becomes, the worse this country becomes. If this bill gets passed, pretty much now it has to go to the House. If the House agrees to the entire form now, we are doomed. And I wish that only if we had one Republican, said no to this bill, it would have been done, and it would have been, we're done, basically this bill is, and of course there's going to be somewhere that they're going to do it, and somebody caved. We had 3 Republicans that said no, and if those 3 Republicans said no to this bill, they should be patting themselves on the back. You know, right now, if 3 Republicans, if those 3 Republicans said they're not running again, and those 3 Republicans basically got a Democrat in place of it, we would absolutely only need 1 Democrat to vote no, 1 Republican to vote no on anything, and we would have the ability to stop this country. You know, that's the whole point in all of this. You know, we don't need to have anything to change. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to change. Needs to change on any of it. Nothing needs to absolutely change based on, you know, you go in and you change, and so the more that this bill basically just really is a thing, and I'll tell you, my senator, I know my senator, I knew what she was doing. Like, I pay attention to a lot of the posts. Usually Democrats are usually a lot more, they hold to their guns, they stick to what they're going to say most of the time. I'm not saying that absolutely they are absolutely perfect in all of this, of course, but the vast majority, my senator knew she was going to vote no. My House of Representative, it is really, really horrible. It'd be something where I'd have to call my House of Representative and say, we're going to basically say, I am not going to, you know, you're not really helping, you're not really supporting America, you are really hurting America by voting this bill in. And you know, if you are in any way, shape, or form an American, you would vote no on this bill. And this is where a lot of people need to really listen. And a lot of people don't understand that the more that you call your senator, call your House of Representative, and voice your opinions on these things. You know? Go. Okay. It's like one of the things that I will say with this is we need to get gas. But the thing within this bill, it's just no way, shape, or form could I even if I was a Republican, I still wouldn't support this bill in any way, shape, or form. To be honest. So it's just like I always and will always say is that if I am out there willing to hurt any person, you know, then I'm going to tell you, it's no way in any shape or form would I support a bill in any way that's going to go out and harm people. Like I always, that's the whole point in all this. This bill actually harms people more than it helps people. You know, so it's like I won't go out there and support businesses that tend to not support me. I don't like that support the LGBTQ community. It's like basically if you're going out there to harm a community like that, or harm a community for the Christian, like there are things where, you know, look, you want to take your child out of LGBTQ classes, then out of LGBTQ teaching. Okay? Then why don't we take out all the gays from teaching them about straight and all about your life? If you are going to say that you want them to learn your values, learn your way, you're in no way helping the situation. You are forcing them to learn. You are forcing them to follow your belief, and your belief, and only your belief. This isn't something that I will say, look, I'm not going to go out there and believe everything that is said, because if you're out there trying to force a set of beliefs on being your belief is set forth on predicating that, well, I have this, you need to do this, and you have to follow this teaching, you have to follow these things. It's like, no, you don't. How do you think Donald Trump got into office? You know, Donald Trump followed a teaching that the vast majority of people did not support. But it worked. Because there was a vast majority of enough people out there that did agree with that teaching. Enough people that could teach people, and you know, and now it's one of those things where, you know, you're expecting people to learn the 10 Commandments. Okay, you're gonna put those up in the classrooms. Well, guess what? Did you know that putting that up in the classroom is not gonna change crime in this country? Reading scriptures isn't gonna change the crime that is committed in this country. Just because everybody reads the scriptures, remember, everybody who can read the scriptures, remember, the biggest person that knows the scriptures, not only does God know, but Satan knows the scriptures too. And, you know, just because, you know, there are people out there that have read the scriptures that that don't believe in the scriptures, that don't follow those teachings at all, that have read the scriptures. You know, there are people out there that, you know, happen to be Christian at one point and are no longer Christian. You know? And it's like, if you think that everybody who goes out there who believes in these things, nobody's gonna go out there and change their choice and their belief. You cannot force to change their belief. You cannot force to change their perspective on things. But you can help them, guide them a little bit if they're just there to help them. You know, that's what America should be. You should be willing to help our neighbors, helping our friends, helping the society. Instead of putting our neighbor up north, basically alienating our neighbor up north. You know, they're not going to help us if they're not, if you are willing to destroy if you're willing to destroy if you're willing to destroy the belief of not helping your neighbor by, you know, alienating Canada or alienating Mexico, you're in no way helping America in becoming a Christian-like country. Okay? A Christian goes in and helps their neighbors. A Christian goes out and helps those in need, rather than alienating, hurting those people in need. And that's the big beautiful bill does, it does not go out and help the needy. It goes out and placates and makes the poor worse and makes the rich more rich. The poor becomes poorer and the rich become richer. And it's just, you know, and it's just no way, shape, or form is that any good or any opportunity to it's no way, shape, or form is that helping in any way, shape, or form, because you're basically, when you decide to strip the availability, strip the poor, continuing to make them poorer, you're no way, shape, or form in any great support. Now, of course, you look at a lot of these people. Let me be clear. You look at America and you say, why are a lot of these people coming into the United States? I'm going to tell you, if you are thinking about coming to the United States because you think you're going to have a good time, you're not going to have a good time here. If you are not a citizen now, you're not going to be a true American. You're not going to be here because basically you're pretty much going to be SOL if you become a citizen. They're going to take you away. They're going to hurt you. So don't even try coming here. Stay away. If you are not a citizen of the United States, please do not come to the United States. Leave the United States. You know, what you should really be doing is going to, like, I will be honest, it's like what you really should be thinking about is, if you are living in another country right now and you are a citizen but you have residency, think about becoming a citizen of that country now rather than later, because, you know, you're going to be more best suited in that country now than you're going to be best suited here. You know, you're going to be better off helping that country, being part, because you're more part of that society than you are here in the United States. You know, don't just come out and you know, don't come back, because I'm really am saying this. It's like normally, like, if you're already a citizen, continue to fight for the rights in the United States. Okay? Continue to fight and continue to always fight. But if you are a US citizen living abroad and you have been there for like 5-10 years, 5-10 years already in that place, think about becoming a citizen of that country. You're already there. You're already effectively there now. Now, if you happen to have dual citizenship, great. But, you know, if that would be the better option, is to live into those countries. You know, if you are, and I'm deeply sorry for those who are here in America that are screwed, because a lot of people okay. Okay, now we're in Colorado. We're actually almost there, so I'm just gonna try to finish this up and then get off for the day. Are you kidding me? Um... So, well, we are actually here in Denver. I actually wonder, now, because I have this, no, Holly Towing Service, which will send my truck to Denver. I'm just gonna do this and finish up the job this way. Because I'm like, because I do need to actually repair my vehicle anyway. So what's the point? Visit the truck dealer. So now we can go to services. What? Okay, I only paid I actually paid a little bit more than I expected to pay. But because we're here, I think we'll be okay. Because a lot of times I look at where I can possibly park. We are so close to getting getting that. Let's just rotate myself out of here. I haven't no way hit you. Okay. We're gonna save it here. I just moved out of the way, I guess. Okay, today is the 31st, right? No, today's the 1st. Okay, so it's gonna be live 7/1/2025. Alright. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we will catch you guys, later. Bye! Oh, and also, today's sponsor is by... Alright, you guys, today's sponsor is Christian Satori. You can go use the code link down below, christiansatori.com. You guys can buy some of the best shoes around. The classic black canvas. You guys can also find it in fuchsia. So much cool shit. Cool gear. Trust me. These are a fantastic brand. But you guys, not only can you buy shoes, you can also buy clothing. Clothing does include some cool gear as well. But if you guys want to use the code GamingMattyRocks at checkout through christiansatori.com/GamingMattyRocks, go to that and click down that link. When you check out at checkout, put GamingMattyRocks at checkout. Now remember, you might be able to get 10% off your order today, 15% off with the code, but only if you buy 2 products. Remember, you can get some cool puffer jackets, cool socks, squint t-shirt, cool gear. Remember, everything here is not super expensive, but it is not inexpensive either. So you guys remember, links down there, Christian Satori.com/GamingMattyRocks. Use code GamingMattyRocks at checkout to get 5% off your order.